Hi guys, so here we are. I can't even believe I'm doing this video, but if you are watching this video, thank you so much for watching it. As I said earlier on, I was going to do a video on how I've been able to lose 20 kilos so far. So a bit of a backstory is around last year September I was 90 kilos, and that was the heaviest I'd ever been. If you knew me when I was in college in USIU, you knew how skinny I was, as in I was the definition of skinny. And then around 2015, 2016, I would say, I started to put on a lot of weight. And the way the weight came, it just piled and piled and piled until one day I woke up and I was like, hiya, I'm a size 12. And I think that's what happens to most of us, is we put on weight, but like unaongeza 1 kilo, you're like, oh yeah, whatever. And it's not like that we're always constantly weighing ourselves on the weighing scale, but the reality is your clothes start to fit a bit tighter, your trousers start being a bit tighter kwa waist, you no longer need to use a belt, well, because your hips have become wider. And that was my story, really. So before I knew it, I was really, really heavy, and I was 90 kilos. And to be honest, I didn't feel great. I felt like I was so heavy. My sleep was compromised. I mean, it was just an entire mood on its own. And if you guys want, I can do a separate video on how my life was and how it's different now in terms of things like quality of sleep, things like productivity, and how being overweight actually affected those things. I can do a separate video, otherwise we'll be here for like an hour or so. So long story short, I was 90 kilos last year. When I weighed myself on September 24th 2018, I was 90 kilos. And I came to find out later that my weighing scale was a bit funny in terms of it was under calculating the actual weight. So I believe I must have been like 92 kilos by then. But anyway, let's work with 90 for now, but just know that backstory. So anyway, so I weighed myself in September, and I feel that's when I had like an aha moment. You know, those days that you're like, okay, I need to do something. I really need to do something about my weight loss. And that for me was in September last year. However, it was just like I knew I had made the decision that I wanted to lose weight. I was thinking about it. I started to do my own research and things like that. And then in January 2019 is when I would say I got like really, really serious when it came to my weight loss. I started in September, but where I feel like I really, really accelerated was in 2019. And this is where I've lost majority of the weight. And if you've been following my journey on Instagram, which if you haven't, please go and just go back and look at the pictures, and you'll see that I've been sharing pictures with you guys of how my body looks, and also of me standing on the weighing scale. And I also bought a new weighing scale also, because I didn't want those jokes for under calculating. So that's a brief background on my weight loss. If in case I know you're wondering where I'm looking down, it's because I have my sticky notes here, because I want to stay on track. And my friends know me, I can talk for like 2 hours, so I needed these sticky notes. So I would say I've tried to lose weight before. This is not the first time, I would say. In 2016, a friend of mine and I tried to get on some 10-day detox plan that we had, and I did it, and it was great. I lost, I think, 5 kilos in those 10 days, and I was like, hey, my jeans are fitting better. I was just feeling good that I lost 5 kilos. However, this is so, when I think about it, it's maddening. I put on that weight immediately after the 10 days, and I didn't gain back just the 5 kilos. I gained the 5 and some more. Does that story sound familiar to you? Does it? Where you do like a detox thing, you lose like 5 kilos, 7 kilos. You're like, hey, I'm on the right path. And then later on in that month or the following month, you put on the weight and some more. That was my story. And that for me was the moment when I was like, okay, something has to give. There must be an explanation. There must be something. And that's why I started to do my own personal research. And the tips I'm sharing with you are not tips that, oh, do this for 30 days, do this for 21 days, do this for 5 days. It's things that I have done and continue doing, because for me, weight loss has to be a sustainable thing. And the reason why now I have been able to lose 20 kilos that I wasn't able to lose before through the various different diets and fads and detoxes and whatever, is because I identified something that was very personal to me and something that was very sustainable. Let me just tell you, the reason why we're not able to lose weight following like 10-day, 20-day, 30-day detoxes is simple. It's not sustainable. If you think about those 10 days, it's a very restrictive period of time. Oh, don't eat bread. Oh, don't drink soda. Oh, don't eat chapati. But can you live your life like that? Like for the rest of your life, is it something that you can say is sustainable? And that's why you will lose weight, yes, for that duration of time that you're doing the detox. But then soon after, like, the kilos come back. So that's why this time it's worked. It's because I came up with a sustainable way of losing weight that I hadn't adopted previously. So that's very important. So if you need your weight loss to be sustainable, then you need to do things that are also sustainable. Adopt healthy practices that are a way of life. So for me, when people ask me, but then what did you do? Did you stop eating chapo? Did you stop eating samosa? Did you stop eating bread? Ama siku hizi unakulanga tu brown rice pekee na brown pasta na whatever. And that's a valid question. And I did do some changes in my diet, but those changes were changes that I adopted as part of my lifestyle. So they're not things that I would say I did for, I don't know, 10 days. It's things I have been doing since September last year. You have to make it part of your life. And for me, I had to make it part of my life. Like if it's cutting out crap, it's cutting out crap always. It's not for 10 days, it's not for 20 days, things like that. Anyway, so for me, the way I approached my weight loss is in 3 phases. So I look at it as a journey, because it is a journey. And I'm not one to encourage people to look for 10-day solutions or 20-day solutions or 30-day solutions. For me, I feel it's important to know how to lose weight and to keep it off. That's super important. Anyone can lose weight. You can lose weight. I can lose weight, but keeping it off is a completely different story. So for me, I divided my weight loss journey into 3. One is the pre-weight loss journey, then starting the journey, and then keeping at it. So real quick. So under stage 1, under the pre-weight, the first thing I had to ask myself, and this is the question I will also ask you because I want you to succeed, I want you to lose weight, is why are you doing it? We are all doing it for different reasons. Some people are doing it for health reasons. Maybe you went to hospital, you're told you're obese, you're overweight, your blood pressure is not looking good. Maybe you also have like type 2 diabetes. Maybe you have cholesterol issues. Maybe you have a lot of inflammatory diseases. Where? Kizungu, your inflammatory diseases or inflammatory conditions in your bodies. So you need to identify your why. Know your why. And the reason the why is important is because for me, there are times when I had to remind myself why I'm doing it, because you will get discouraged along the way. You might get sidetracked along the way. So those are just the realities of life. So know your why and have a very strong why. And it might not make sense now when you're starting, because when people are starting things, you have so much psych. You're like, hey, ulisema kuna mkate, sitakula mkate, but a time will come, you will see bread will call your name, and you will want to call it back. You will want to respond to the calling. So know your why. That's number 1. Number 2, what I did is I kept a food journal, and I did this for I would say 2 weeks. So I tracked what I ate every day. And this was before I started my weight loss journey. Or even if you're deciding to start the journey today, for example, just think back 2 weeks. Jana nilikula mchele, ugali, chapo. Juzi nilikula samosa, mandazi. So try and remember as much as possible. Keep a food journal for the last 1 week, 2 weeks, I would say. And that gives you an accurate picture of how you feed. Sometimes I find that when I talk to people about weight loss, and I ask them, Bethe, what do you eat? They're like, aya, na bethe nilikula mukulanga nini. So you can't change something if you don't know what it is. So I feel like keeping a food journal is so important. So keep a journal, track what you eat, even things that you drink. I had ice cream, I had milkshake, I had sujui carrot cake from Java or from at cafe. Keep a journal of everything that you eat, because that helps you know and your food eating patterns. Because you can sit here and say, no, but Lily, me, I eat nakulanga ugali na skuma. Si skuma ni healthy, but maybe only less skuma umekula once in the last 1 week. Okay, so keep a food journal. The third thing is to identify your food triggers. let me tell you, one of the things for me is when I'm on my period, I have a craving for sweet things. So I will want the Java fudge cake. I will want the salted caramel. I will want the milkshake. I will want chips. I'll just want the weirdest of things. And for me, I had to record those things. I had to record them somewhere so that I am conscious of it. And I know for women, our cycle really affects how we feed. So there are women who eat differently during ovulation. The women whose eating patterns and triggers are different before their period, after their period, during their period, when they're pregnant. So just keep a food log. Even for guys, I'm not just saying this is a thing for women, for guys as well. Do you find yourself stress eating, like when you're under so much pressure at work, or things are not working out as well? Do you find yourself drinking more than usual, eating takeout more than usual? So those kind of things. So I would say just identify what those patterns are and what those triggers are, and just be honest. You don't even have to tell me, you don't have to tell anybody, just know them for yourself. I've just shared with you, for me, when I'm on my period, sweet things and me are like same WhatsApp group. And then also what's important is also understanding any underlying health issues. So you could have a hormonal problem. Ooh, where Jesus problem. Hey, the Kikuyu in me. You could have an underlying health problem. So identify that. So again, do you have diabetes? Do you have blood pressure? Do you even have things like polycystic ovarian syndrome? Do you have fibroids? Like women, we have a lot of reproductive health issues. Identify those. Do you have really bad, severe PMS? Things like that. Do you have hormonal issues, estrogen dominance, androgens being in excess? All those things. Just try and identify what underlying issues you may have, because those underlying issues will affect whether you're able to lose weight or not. Losing weight is not just simple as eat this and not eat that. Don't drink this, drink that. It's not as easy as that. Our bodies are a machine and they work in connection with other things. So if your hormones are off, something is off. So everything is interconnected. So if you're able to identify underlying health issues, then please do. I have a couple of underlying health issues, and I don't want to talk about them in this video because, again, the video is going to be long. I'm going to talk about hormones in a separate video because I can attest to it, okay? And then this is very important. So this is what I call the last step in the stage 1 phase, which is the pre-weight loss stage. And this is assessing your kitchen. Now, when I look back, it is insane the things I had in my fridge. And we don't think much about it. You're living alone, or maybe you're married, or you have a family, or whatever the case is. You look at your fridge, there's nobody. It's not like those days when you lived with your parents and you could never have like soda in the fridge. My parents were really strict. Like we didn't eat junk. Like you would eat junk in hiding huko kwa birthday parties awase kwa isto. So identify the food or the stuff generally in your fridge. Do you have like things like ice cream, soda, packet juices, processed meats like bacon, ham, things like that? So just look at your fridge, be honest, pick out the things that will get in the way of you losing weight. Another place to check is your pantry. I know that there are people who are going to watch this video and the last time walikula ndengu, njahe, managu, it's been like 6 months. I know. So just be honest, and it's not like I'm trying to like demonize anyone or make anybody feel bad, because these are things that I had to do. I went into my fridge. I had like so many packets of sausages. I had bacon, ham, I had yogurt, I had ice cream, I had like leftover takeouts, I had kwanza takeouts. That's just another topic on its own. So those are the things that you need to do, like that I also did, so I can attest to this pre-weight loss. So I'm gonna just quickly go through them again in case you miss them. One is have a strong why. Why do I want to lose weight? B, what are my eating patterns and what are my triggers? 3, keep a food journal. 4, again, understand any underlying health issues. And that can also be part of your why I want to lose weight, because I am obese and I am pre-diabetic, for example. And then assessing your home and fridge. So your home meaning your fridge and your pantry. Even do like a food stock taking, like just take out a pen and paper, just write down what you're seeing. Don't even criticize yourself, just write nimeona pale pizza in leftover pizza, kuku ya KFC. Just write everything that you have. Okay, so that's the starting point, and that's stage 1. So this is before you start your weight loss journey. Now stage 2, it's now sasa tunaanza safari. Now we are starting the journey. I would say, first of all, before I even get into weight loss, because this is where like now the weight loss journey starts, is to understand that weight loss is 80% nutrition and 20% diet. And I'm gonna say that again. Weight loss is 80% nutrition and 20% diet. 20% exercise. So it's diet that's 80%, and 20% is fitness and working out and exercise. Me, I have lost all my 20 kilos without going to anyone's gym. I have not done HIIT workouts in my house. I have not done any form of stretches in my house. I have not been to a gym since I've lost these 20 kilos. So what I'm trying to tell you is, get your nutrition in order first, and then get your fitness in check. That is something I strongly believe in. And it's not that I only believe, you can see, you guys have seen my journey. I have lost all this. I have not lifted any weights. I don't have a home gym. I don't have those home workout videos. Oh, I don't have a personal trainer. I don't know. This has all been diet. Diet is your friend. So now that we know that, stage 2, starting the journey. We've understood that what you eat is so important, so important, as in sijui kama neza insist on that point more than I already have. And so what I did for me was, having done my research, because I did like months and months of research. And when I tell you research, I mean I watched videos, I read medical journals, I read nutrition blogs, I have really done research on this weight loss journey of mine, and this is where I've been able to lose the 20 kilos and keep it off. So what I did was, I wrote down a list of fruits and vegetables that I like. I don't like all fruits and vegetables. For example, I don't like avocados. I cannot stand avocados. I hate avocados. Guys, yeah, I'm sorry. I know someone is going to come at me. Oh, Lily, how dare you talk badly about avocados? I'm not talking badly about avocados. It's just that I've never been a fan of avocados. However, I use them in my smoothies. As long as I can't taste it, I taste even, then I should be fine. So I wrote down a list of vegetables that I like and fruits that I like. And that's what's going to help you start your healthy eating plan. You'll first have to start eating what you like. So if you like skuma wiki, then that's what we'll start with. If you like managu, then that's what you start with. If you like spinach, then that's what you start with. The reason why I say write the vegetables and fruits you like first is because you need to slowly wean yourself into this lifestyle. I'm not gonna say, oh, right now after this video, go and buy kunde, come home and blend the kunde and eat. It's not going to be sustainable, because you don't enjoy it, you don't like it. And what I found for me is, when I started to eat healthy and eat the vegetables and fruits that I like, they slowly started to cleanse my palate. So now I'm able to withstand tastes, like very different tastes that initially I wouldn't. Case in point, a lot of you usually comment or DM me when I do my green smoothies or green juices on Instagram, and you're like, Lily, umetengeneza juice ya celery ama beetroot, how do you stomach that taste? I stomach it because I didn't start with beetroot. Because to be honest with you, I never used to like beetroot, but because I started to take vegetables that I liked before, like carrots and cucumbers, it slowly cleanses your palate until the point where all these other things start to taste good. So write down a list of vegetables and fruits that you like, and then start eating more of those. And change the things in your fridge, the junk we've talked about, the ham and beef brawn in your fridge, remove that, replace it with fruit and vegetables. The thing is, if you open your fridge and what you see is KFC chicken left over, you're hungry. What are the odds that you're going to run out to your mama mboga to get skuma to come and cook? It's close to zero, close to nil. So what you'll do, you'll take the KFC leftover and you'll warm it and you'll eat it. And that's how you become your own enemy of progress. So stock your fridge with the stuff you like that's healthy. So before, you were stocking your fridge with things that you loved that were not healthy. Now stock up your fridge with the things that you love that are healthy. Stock up with, if you like pawpaws, throw in pawpaws. If you like avocados, stock it up with avocados. Like, stock your fridge and pantry with food that you like. Another thing, another secret that worked for me is legumes. Listen, there is protein in plant sources. I know a lot of people, because of how we were taught 844 was such a scam, we were taught, oh, proteins are gotten from meat and meat only. But there are animal sources and plant sources of protein. So what I did is I switched things up and I bought like lentils, I bought kidney beans, I bought njahes, ndengus. All those type of grains and legumes are really, really good for you, and they're a good source of protein, and they keep you feeling fuller for longer. Then also work on your fiber. Fiber is so important. You guys see me take photos of my chia seed pudding, which I have for breakfast at work. Fiber is your friend. One, fiber keeps you feeling fuller for longer. So as opposed to you eating like 4 snacks between breakfast and lunch, you just have breakfast and then you have lunch. Because if you have fiber at breakfast, it keeps you going until your next meal. So fiber keeps you feeling fuller for longer. 2, some fiber sources are they're also very good in omega-3 and omega fatty acids. So that's super dope. Some of them are high in omega-3, 6, and 9s, and those are very good in like sort of balancing or treating your inflammation in your body. I have acne, trust me, I know inflammation from a very personal point of view. So fiber is very important in that sense. Another thing is that fiber makes you regular. So ask yourself, do you go to the bathroom like a number 2? Do you have regular bowel movements? I know the people who, by the way, even when they're watching this video, the last poop session they had, today is Wednesday, they had it on Monday, or even once over the weekend. We are supposed to have a regular bowel movement every single day, whether it's in the morning, whether it's in the evening before you sleep, whether it's during the day. It doesn't matter. You're supposed to be regular in your bowel movements. And constipation is such a big issue. I'm not even going to lie. It's such a problem. I've had many people tell me, me, bowel movements, I'm not regular. And then you feel bloated and it's just an entire mess. So stock up on your fiber. Fiber keeps things moving in your intestines and your bowels will become regular. And then another thing I did was I meal prepped for the week. So I would make sure that I know what I'm eating every single day. Because also, if you don't plan for it, one day you come home from work, you're stressed, you had a bad day, your boss shouted at you, so your baby mama is asking for money, you just order your food and takeout comes, right? But if you have a plan of action where you know I'm going to be eating these things on this day, then it becomes easier. Things like grains, for me, I prepare them on Sundays. So I will soak them and then I will boil them. So that when I'm coming home from work, all I need to do is to fry and eat. And that's it. So make life easier for you. Meal prep, come up with a list for 1 week. Even if it means you'll cook in bulk on Sunday and freeze, then do it. But always have something that's healthy on hand in the fridge that you can reach out to. Because I can tell you the cravings are there. Like I crave, I would crave a pizza or something like that. But when I open my fridge, I see rice and lentils. I'm like, Lily, make the smart choice. Be a smart woman. Make the right decision. So I eat the rice and lentils, guys. I do. So the other thing that I did is I reduced my food portions. So a lot of times, and God, I have so much information to share with you guys. So I'm going to do a separate video on hunger as well. So yeah. But anyway, sometimes thirst masks as hunger. So our bodies are dehydrated, and because our hormones are off, our leptin and ghrelin, they're off. So when we are feeling thirsty, our body tells us it's hungry, because it usually during digestion, your body is able to extract the fluid from the food. So we end up eating, and we're not at the at you're hungry. It is just that you're thirsty. So for me, what I say is I usually stop eating at the point where I feel I'm satisfied but not too full. Like I can still have like another side plate. That's when I stop. I don't stop when I feel like death. And I'm sure you guys know this feeling. For you've eaten, you have overfed, you just sit, it's like you're a couch potato. You can't even breathe. You're just like, okay, nimeshiba. Okay, ajara siwezi tembea. If you've had that state, you have overfed, clearly. So I watched my portions, I reduced my portions. And the last thing that is so important, if you don't take anything else from this video, please take this. Something called intermittent fasting. And I will do again another video on intermittent fasting because it's an entire lesson on its own. But I practice intermittent fasting, which is basically having periods of eating and periods of fasting. So usually I would fast for a minimum of 16 hours and I would eat for 8 hours. So I mean, a day is 24 hours, right? So I would fast for 16 hours and eat for 8 hours. So because of that, I usually tend to have 2 meals a day. I don't have 3 meals a day, and my body has adjusted to it. Your stomach is a muscle. If you reduce the quantities, the stomach reduces. If you overfeed, your stomach expands. So with time, your stomach starts to adjust to what you're giving it. So I practice intermittent fasting. It's something I swear by. I tell everyone about it. There's a whole science to it. I'm not going to get into it in this video. I'm looking at the time. It's 26 minutes and I don't want to bore you guys, but I'm going to do a video. In fact, I think that's going to be my next video, just going into details on how I do it. But I eat during an 8-hour window. Sometimes I do longer fasts than 16. So if I do an 18-hour fast, it means I have 6 hours to feed. So pretty much I just, like practice intermittent fasting and have like specific hours in the day that I eat. And it's not the same. It's not like I say I can only eat between 1 p.m. and 9 p.m. No. Days are different. There are days, and I also go with my hunger. So there are days that I'll feel hungry in the morning. I will eat in the morning and I will just have an 8-hour eating window from that period of time. So I'll do a separate video on that. So don't worry if you feel like you've not fully understood the concept. I promise I will explain it to you in such a way you will get it and you will start doing it. Another thing I did was to start increasing my water intake. So now I drink an average of 3.5 liters a day, and I know it's a struggle for some people. They say Mrs. Stomach taste ya maji. Just squeeze a lemon in it. Just drink as much water as you can, and I mean water. Sijasema coffee, tea, herbal tea, sujui juice, fresh juice that was squeezed and you could see it was being squeezed. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about plain water. Your body will love you for water. We have a lot of dehydration that we don't even notice. We are so dehydrated, and when we are thirsty, what do? We reach out for a cold Fanta Passion. Me, Fanta Passion is my weakness, so that's why I'm using it as an example. Or you're thirsty, you reach for Del Monte. Or you're thirsty, you reach for yogurt. Water, my friends, water. Aim for at least 3 liters of water a day. What I do, I always have like a sippy cup that I walk with everywhere. When I'm going to work, I'm driving, I drink. When I'm in the office, I drink. When I'm in a meeting, I'm drinking water. When I'm having my lunch, I'm drinking water. When I'm driving back home, I'm drinking water. Make water your friend. And if at first you can't take plain water, just squeeze a fresh lemon or a fresh lime, and slowly you'll start getting used to it. Another thing I did is I started to work on getting quality sleep. Quality sleep is so important, guys. I can't even get your sleep. And it's not just quality, it's also quantity. Try and get a minimum of like 6 to 7 hours of sleep a night, like good sleep. Not the sleep for you get into bed at 10 and then you're on your phone on Instagram scrolling your feed up until midnight, then you sleep. Sis, don't do it. Then also I made sure I have a green meal every single day. So for me, I'll either have a green smoothie or I'll have a green juice. Yes, or a salad or something, I must have something that's 100% like full of vegetables and goodness. And what I do is I can either have it as my first meal or as my last meal. It doesn't really matter. For the juices, however, because of the absorption, I like to take them in the morning. Like when I'm breaking my fast, I will break my fast with a green juice, for example, and not necessarily taking a green juice in the evening when I'm going to sleep or something, or as my last meal for the day. Then my green smoothies, it's always a vegetable, some fruit, a liquid base. It could be water, it could be plant-based milk or whatever. So there's somebody who asked me what are my food alternatives. I eat everything. Guys, I eat everything, but I eat in moderation, and I'm careful not to overfeed on the simple carbs. So like the bread, the white bread, the white rice, what else? I'm trying to think of something else. The chapos, the samosas, the mandazis. I don't eat those things every day. And there are weeks I go completely without eating them. Because in my house, I just don't cook the chapatis. It's plain and simple. But if I go to a function like a wedding or something, or I visit somebody and they have chapos, yeah, maybe I'll have a slice or so. So it's just moderation. And this is where I'm saying it has to be part of your lifestyle. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say, Mimi, sikulangi chapo, I never eat chapo, I can never eat chapo, I will never, ever, ever eat chapo or bread. I will, and I do. It's just that I do it sparingly. I don't eat it every single day. Now, again, a quick question I get about my smoothies is, how do I do them? What are the ingredients? It's very simple. A liquid base. So I use either water, plain water, or I use coconut milk or almond milk. I personally don't use soy milk. I'm allergic to soy milk, and there's a whole science behind soy milk that I won't get into. So for me, it's either water, coconut milk, or almond milk. That is your liquid base. Secondly, I pick a vegetable. So I love spinach. Spinach for me, it's very mild in taste, so you don't really taste it in your smoothie. And sometimes I use skuma, sometimes I use cabbage, sometimes I use purple cabbage or the regular cabbage from Mama Mboga. Yeah, pretty much those are the greens I use. And then I use a fruit. So if I use a banana, I try and use a small banana, or if it's a kawaida banana, I slice it into half. I just put half a banana, and then I'll put whatever is in season. So sometimes it's mango season, like now it's mango season, so I'll throw in a mango, half a mango. There are times when it's I don't know what season, plums, I'll put plums. Apples are really good. Bananas are good. Sometimes avocado, because I'm not a huge fan of avocado, by the way. And I always say don't put avocado and banana because they're actually very high on the glycemic index. So just try and either use either of them, either a banana or an avocado, but not both of them together. And then I also put in superfoods in there. So my superfoods are spirulina. So I'll put like half a teaspoon or a teaspoon of spirulina. I will put baobab powder. I will put chia seeds, I will put flax seeds, and then I'll blend it up and keep it in the fridge until it's nice and cool, and then I'll drink it. There's really no, I'm not gonna say use spinach and banana and strawberries. No, just whatever fruits you have, use whatever you have. And I like putting a banana. Actually, banana and avocados, I use them because they are very creamy and thick, so they give the smoothie that nice creamy and thick consistency, which I find to be very good. It makes the smoothie go down much better. So that's what I do. And if you guys are interested, I can do like videos that look at the recipes that I have and the recipes that I've used to make my smoothies. I can definitely do that. That's not a problem. And then lastly, I would say is take measurements, pictures, step on the scale, take a photo of the number. So by measurements, I mean your body measurements. I can tell you for sure, let me show you. My neck. This is how my neck is looking. Ignore the acne breakout situation. So this is how my neck is looking. Yani munona mpaka, can you guys see this? Munona ikitu hapa, ati munona hivi. Let me tell, you guys can see these things here. Sujui words, let me show you. Can you see? Can you see, guys? Let me tell you, this was not my story. This wasn't it. But I've been taking measurements of my neck, of my bust, of my arms as well. So I take of my thighs, of my belly area, of my everywhere. Just take body of my stomach, take body measurements. Take body measurements. Sometimes, and I've seen this practically, the number on the scale does not move, but you've lost inches. So progress, not perfection. So take measurements, even your neck. Yani, me, I used to have that double neck. I'm going to try and find a picture and post it one day on Instagram. I used to have that double neck, and I was like, what, nini? Like, why do I look like I'm old? What's the problem? And now you can see, like on my side profile, like you can clearly see, like there's a difference between the face and the chest. Like there's a neck area. Very important. So take measurements. Also step on the scale. I usually say weigh yourself. In fact, ukienda usisa zile when I'm going to step on that scale, that is not the accurate weight, because that day you have been eating. The accurate body weight is in the morning when you've gone to the bathroom. Whether you're going to do number 1 or number 2, that's not important. Just use the bathroom, empty your bowels, go stand on your weighing scale naked. That is your true weight, not the weight for afternoon. That time ushakula mandazi zako 4 samosa 3, 2 boiled eggs na chai. Don't take those measurements. Those are not the accurate ones. Weigh yourself in the morning, okay? And then finally, because now this video is 36 minutes long, I told you guys, me, I can talk and talk and talk forever. Stage 3 is a stage for keeping it off. So now you've lost weight. I mean, once you do all these things I've told you, the weight will go. So keeping it off is to eat clean. Always eat clean. Try as much as possible to eat clean, like 9 out of 10 times or 8 out of 10 times. I'm not saying don't eat pizza and ice cream, because I do. But have I added weight? Not even a single kilo. Not even. So I would say eat clean. If you can, get moving. Now this is the part where now you can start to work out. Now this is where you can say, okay, gym will make sense for me. For what I do, I don't go to the gym, I swim. So find whatever it is, home workouts, a gym, swimo, whatever sparks joy in your spirit, that is what you do. Then the other thing is to rest and keep stress under control. Stress also produces a hormone called cortisol. Guys, I will do another separate video talking about hormones. Cortisol is your enemy when it comes to weight loss. Cortisol makes your body store the fat, store the weight. That's not what you want. So rest, keep stress under control. Whether going to the gym helps you burn off steam, that's fine. For me, when I swim, I feel like it clears my head. And if you swim, you know, when you're swimming, you can't possibly think of anything else, because you're not breathing. So you're also trying to remember consciously not to breathe, so that you can't possibly be thinking about a tender, and you're independent swimming from one end to the other. I don't know about you, but for me, when I swim, I can't possibly think of anything else but being present in the moment. Another thing is to read food labels. Guys, let me tell you, read your food labels. You'll find there's a lot of sugar in our products. A lot. Read your food labels. When you buy something, just go behind and read the carbohydrates, read the calories, the nini. Read your food labels. And then last but not least, definitely not least, it is least because of the time, but it's not least, always ensure you have something healthy to snack on. When you open your fridge, let what you see be apples and mangoes and cooked food that's healthy, leftover ugali and chicken. Let that be you. Don't be the KFC person, the pizza in person, ukifungua fridge, unaona the milkshake from Java that you didn't finish yesterday. Don't let that story be your story. So anyway, that's just to sum up my entire weight loss journey. And thank you so much for all the encouraging messages I've been receiving from you guys. And I know maybe you have questions after watching this video. Please feel free to just leave a question in the comment section, or if you want to DM me, my page on Instagram is very public, so just follow me, DM me, ask me any questions, and I'm gonna try and answer them in every video I've done. The 2 questions that I remember today were the question about what are my food alternatives. The answer is I eat everything, it's just in moderation, and how I pair food up. And then I do intermittent fasting. And then another question was a friend of mine asked me where I get my jars for storing the smoothies and my juices and whatever. I buy them from House of Leather, and they're also in Carrefour. Like supermarkets have mason jars now. Like mason jars are no longer like for a particular group of people like it used to be Kitambo. So invest in mason jars. I bought this set at House of Leather. It had 4 mason jars. I think it was like, was it 1400? I think it was like 1400 or thereabout. Very affordable.